Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. What is going on? We're back at it again. It is time for another rendition of the Anthony Around Town Show, the best darn talk show in Elko, Nevada. I'm your host, Anthony Crosby. This is the weekly show where we just hop online as a community and talk about some awesome people, events, and just all the cool stuff going on within our community. We're talking Elko, we're talking Spring Creek, we're even talking Carlin sometimes. But we just like to hang out. If this is your first time checking in and seeing what we're all about, it's pretty casual. We're all friends here. That's partly why we do this show live every single week, is so myself and the other people who help make Anthony Around Town's content throughout the rest of the week don't just, keep sitting and talking to you guys. We want you guys to hang, to be a part of the conversation, to join in and just have a good time with each other as neighbors. So that's kind of the gist of this whole thing. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. We got a lot of stuff to talk about and stuff to show you and stuff to cover in tonight's episode, so we will jump right into it in just a second. But never want to get too crazy. Never want just to assume everything's going well. And if everything's not going well, then that's fine. You guys saw last week's show. Last week for me was just a heavy week, just dealing with a lot of stuff, just preparing to transition Anthony Around Town in a different way. My man Kobe Bryant passed away. Just a lot of stuff. But for me, I'm doing really awesome. I'm not going to lie, especially compared to last week. Last week was heavy. This week, I feel light. Before the camera was on, I was just rocking out to Cameraman Mathew, who's hanging over here off camera. He'll join us in just a little bit. But, I was just busting some tunes. I think he liked my singing voice. I was singing to him I don't know if you guys know, the All That theme song. You guys remember the show All That from the 90s, and I think there's a new version of it now. Matthew had no idea what I was talking about. He's like, all that, what's that? I have no idea what you're talking about, so we will reprimand him publicly in just a few minutes. But yeah, I am doing fantastic. Excited for all the things coming up in tonight's live stream. Like I said, we have a lot of stuff to cover, a lot of stuff to show you, so let's just get right into it. Before we get too crazy, let me bring up this and remind you guys that the reason why we're able to stream this show live from our beautiful studio space is because we have partnered with a fantastic local business here in the Elko area, that being Env Offroad. If you have a snowmobile, motocross bike, ATV, anything of that nature, and you enjoy getting the most time using that vehicle for yourself, with your family, both, whatever it is, then you're going to want to remember the name Env Offroad, because Env Offroad's whole mission is making sure you spend more time with your power sport toys and less time in the garage tinkering around, figuring out parts, repairs, all that sort of good stuff. Nobody likes that. Nobody wants to do that. You want to be taking your little nephew out on the dunes and showing him some sweet tricks so he can get it on his little phone, post a TikTok of you doing those sweet tricks, and then the next thing you know, you're going viral. So that's the American dream, and Env Offroad wants to help you achieve that. So we got to give them some love. Located at 1430 Stitzel Road, Suite A. That's 1430 Stitzel Road, Suite A. Thank you to our friends at Env Offroad. All right. Before I continue on chatting and going through all their stuff tonight, I just want to let you know that the live stream chat is open. I just double checked. We are good to go. So if you have a comment, you got a question, if you got a shout out, whatever it is, then just make sure you use that live chat, because that's how we stay a community through this whole thing, is by having you join in the conversation. But before we get into anything too crazy, just want to talk about something new and exciting when it comes to this whole Anthony Around Town concept. So to kind of back it up a little bit, how this whole thing is able to work practically, because a lot of people ask me, like, Anthony, so I see you're doing all this stuff, you're always on the camera and putting out blogs and stuff like that. I know you got bills, and I know that equipment that you have isn't cheap, and I know that the website and the software you use isn't free, and I know you got kids to feed, and I know that you got cameramen and camerawomen and editors to pay. So how do you do all of that by just sitting, doing Anthony around town. And the way that we're able to do that is that I go into the community and talk to local businesses within our area, businesses who are here, businesses who are present, businesses who are excited to see this area thrive in a lot of different ways. And I tell them that, hey, we're doing a lot of cool things here at Anthony Around Town, talking to a lot of good people, sharing a lot of things with a lot of people. Do you want to come in and sponsor the website as a financial partner? So we're able to move forward practically, and then you're going to get some sweet advertisement. You're going to get your name out there. People are going to hear about you because we're going to blow you up. That's how this whole thing works practically. So now this is mostly for the people who've been with us for the last couple of years. How this has worked for the last 2 years is that we had a full 100% sponsorship agreement with certain business and business owners, if you will. It was a few different things, but they were under one business owner management umbrella, if you will. And it was great. Obviously, if you guys have been following our content for the last couple of years, you kind of know how that whole thing went. You've heard about them a lot through us and all that sort of good stuff. Now, you may have also noticed recently, as I keep talking about transitions and new partnerships and stuff like that, that sponsorship partnership has come to an end. As of the end of January, that 2-year partnership is no longer. And the reason why, I guess you could say, is a couple different things. But for them, it's all exciting stuff. They're just going through a lot of changes themselves, a lot of big transitional stuff over there themselves. Honestly, stuff that's not even, I don't know if it's even public yet, so I don't want to get online and share that with 1,000+ people when it's not really it's not really my place to do that. So you guys will hear about it soon. You'll see what's going on. But they're just going through a lot of transitional stuff over there. And for me, for Anthony Around Town, I've always wanted to keep our sponsorship partners just really rooted in the same values that we have here on this website. And that is 100% about, again, like I've already said, the Elko area, being present with the people, being present with the events, being just all about this community. And to my opinion, to do that, I really wanted to just make sure that we continue to partner with local businesses that have their owners here in the community, that you can drive down and you can see where their house is, and they're at the grocery store and their employees are going to different events. Like, just really want this to be an Elko thing, not a business come in and see our numbers and, okay, well, we're going to kind of take over type thing. Because I don't think I ever really shared this. I shared this with Nay, our editor, who's in the live chat right now. She says, hey, and then Elaine says, hey, so they're saying hi to each other. But I shared this with Nay, our editor, on Saturday, or whenever I called her and talked to her a little bit the other day. But I told her this, that at the very beginning, when Anthony Around Town had just gotten started, I was actually on the phone with some people in Texas talking about selling this concept to them, if you will. So they were going to come in and act as sponsors. Because they had something to do with a bank. A big old bank essentially was going to come in and support us. But so I talked to them, had a few Skype calls, phone calls, and stuff like that. But I decided, this is a couple years ago, even early on, that that's just not what I wanted to do. I didn't want some big corporation or big bank, or not that there's necessarily always anything wrong with that, but you guys get what I'm saying. I'm talking to people in Texas about something that's supposed to be Elko's. I didn't feel good about that. And so I always, just from the very beginning, wanted to partner with people who are like, no, Spring Creek, Elko, this is my town. I grew up here. My kids go to school here. This is what I'm all about. Anthony, I see what you're doing. It's having a positive impact on our community. That's why I want to support it. And also, I think it'll be good for my business practically. So that's kind of the direction we've been in, and super excited because I'm just really thankful that we're just able to start announcing to you guys some of these new partners and new sponsorship opportunities that we've been able to incorporate here into Team Anthony Around Town, if you will. We'll talk about more in the future. We have a new one coming up that I just wasn't able to go to their office and talk to them today about some of the X's and O's. But so you'll hear more in the future. But right now, I want to introduce you to the first brand new sponsorship partner of Anthony Around Town. I could keep setting it up, but I think I'm just going to let this video play, and you can meet our new friend. So let's just do that right now. Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for tossing it over to me, Anthony. You're in the future from when we're shooting this little video right now, but I'm sure you're looking good. Matthew, if you're there, what's up, buddy? I hope you guys are having a good live stream show. Just wanted to take a second and introduce you to somebody we're very excited to be working with going forward. This is Miss Elise O'Brien. She is the owner of Hartwood Wellness. If you haven't heard of Hartwood Wellness before, it's a fantastic local business here in Elko, all about helping people feel great, right? Is that essentially in one sentence what you're trying to do here?
Helping people understand and come back home to themselves. Yeah.
There you go. That was way better than my sentence. But that's not only does Hartwood Wellness do that, but another thing that they can now put on their resume is being an official sponsor of Anthony Around Town. That's right, to Hartwood Wellness and Elise, they've decided to come along this journey with us and partner with us and support us as we continue to do all the cool things that we do here at AAT every single week. And in return, we're just going to be supporting Elise and building up Elise and just saying the words Hartwood Wellness, Hartwood Wellness, Hartwood Wellness, probably 500 times moving forward. So I hope you don't get sick and tired of hearing that, because we're just going to keep blowing it up. First off, thank you so much for just supporting Anthony Around Town and being involved in all the cool things that we're doing over there. But for those who may not know you, who've never came in and had the pleasure of saying hi to you, why don't you tell the people a little bit about the cool stuff you guys do here?
I do a lot of cool things. I am very blessed to be able to do my passion every day. I love my work. My very favorite is body therapy. There's a lot of different body therapies I offer here. Foot zoning is definitely the most popular, and then there's the Abhyanga massage, the Shirodara. I know the quantum crystal bed. I know a lot of you have never heard of those types of body therapies, so I will have more information on my Facebook page. Anthony will put a link down below. I also offer Ayurvedic counseling, and that's doing an evaluation to determine someone's dosha, their primary dosha, and then help them out through lifestyle medicine. Really fun. Yeah, she does a lot of amazing things here. And actually, right before we sat down to make this little video for you guys for the live stream show, we just shot a video for Elise's Facebook page. I'm going to put a link to her page in the comments below, so just head over there, give that page a like, and show Elise some love and give her your thanks for supporting Anthony Around Town. But yeah, we just shot a little video. She just kind of breaks down in more detail what she does here on a day-to-day basis, and so that's just, you know, part of partnering with Anthony Around Town is that I'll come and I'll help you do whatever it is you need to do to get your business out there and make sure your neighbors know about it. But in this case, we're thankful for Elise, we're thankful for Hartwood Wellness, and we're excited to go forward with this partnership. If you ever want to stop by and say hey to Elise and shake her hand and tell her thank you for supporting AAT, you can find her office at 495 Idaho Street, room 208. And then Elise, if they want to hit you up on the phone, what's a good number you could throw at them? 775-275-0322.
All right, well, thank you again, Elise.
No, thank you for making my life easier.
Super stoked. Oh, wow. That's quite a compliment. I try. I really, really do. All right, guys, I'm going to toss it back over to Anthony and Matthew, and we'll keep going with this live stream show. But stay tuned for more from Hartwood Wellness. All right, so Welcome, Elise and Hartwood Wellness, to Team Anthony Around Town. Again, glad to have you. Thank you so much for supporting what we're doing here. Again, after this video is done, I am going to conclude a link to Elise's Facebook page down there. It's brand new. We just started putting it together last week. Every single week, we're going to be putting out videos over on her page. So, because you might have heard her speak, there's some things that she does that are really, really awesome. But you'd be like, oh, I've never heard of that word before. What does that mean? Well, we're going to break it down over there on her page. So yeah, just check the link after this. It'll all be right there. Or if you want, you can just scroll down a little bit, because I put a video that I shared from her page from last Friday, kind of breaking down in more detail what she's all about. So check that video out and give her page a like. All right, guys. Let's talk about something kind of big that happened in our community just last week. It's probably one of the biggest tourist draws in our town, besides maybe like the mining expo or something like that. But that, of course, what I'm talking about is the Cowboy Poetry Gathering. So a few days ago, we had people from really all over the world, all over the country, come to our little town and just spend a few days. It was just really cool being able to get down there and talk to a lot of people and kind of see their eyes for Elko. Because I was talking to somebody today. I went to the bank, had to drop off something, and just say, hey, how's your week going? What's been going on? Talked a little bit about cowboy poetry, and I was telling the clerk that it was interesting being down there around all these people, because we who lived in Elko or live in Elko every single day, working, playing, raising kids, all that sort of good stuff, we could just take a lot of cool things in our community for granted, because again, we see it every day. We drive past it every day. We're there every day. So it's like whatever. But to see somebody from out of town come in and get out their phones like they're at Disneyland and take pictures of stuff and get excited to share things and ask questions about things in our area, it was just really cool and really rejuvenating for me, because it got me pumped about our town again, just seeing them excited about our town. So what I did is I just took a couple cameras down to the event and put together a short little video of my time over there. So why don't you check this out, and we'll get back to the show in just a few minutes. Hey, Facebook Live show, Anthony here. Just doing a little walking around at Cowboy Poetry. Obviously, you're watching this on Monday. This event happened over the past weekend. So I'm just hanging out, checking out some of the cool action going on over here at the convention center. Let me just show you a little bit of the footage that I got, myself and camera woman Isabella. We just walked around, we hung out, we talked to some people. So yeah, check out what we saw. Now the theme of this year's Cowboy Poetry Gathering is the Black Cowboy. So I thought of all the different lectures and things that I can attend. I thought it'd be appropriate to attend a discussion on the history of African Americans in Nevada. So let's make our way over to the conference room and learn a little something.
One of the reasons why I have such an appreciation for cowboys, some of the first people that I interviewed were black cowboys. Black cowboys in Washington and Idaho and in Montana.
I just want to say thank you. I appreciate the invitation. I've been trying to get here for years and years, maybe 10, 12 years.
Really? Okay.
And I got invited to come, and I've had such a great time all week.
Fantastic.
I've been here since Sunday night. Today's Saturday. I'm leaving tomorrow morning, and it's been just an incredible week. So thank you. I'm from Oakland, California. I was born in Oakland, California, raised there and lived there for all my life. Thought I was going to die there. Instead, I got divorced there, and so Then I moved to Lodi, California, where I am now. Excuse me, I own California, where I am now.
Okay.
I got into horses just by accident. You know, my father was a scout executive, and during the summers he would take scouts to Boy Scout camp, which in this case was Diamond O and Royale, actually. Diamond O and Royale, camps that no longer exist. And when he'd finish with the Boy Scouts, with whatever they were doing for the day, he'd send them over to us to help my brothers and I, you know, occupy our time. So we learned hiking, we learned fishing, and then we got to the horses, and that was it. I was
nice. So how long have you been riding and doing the cowboy lifestyle, if you will?
So I first got exposed to horses. I was probably in the range of 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, somewhere in there. And every chance I got on a horse and I rode. Whether it be on vacation or going to a stable, rental stable, getting on horses, whatever it was, I just took the chance because I had this disease so bad.
Sure.
And then I met the woman who was going to be my wife, and she had been into horses for a long time. She had her own horse since she was 5. And we found out we had this shared love of horses and riding.
Yeah.
And she taught me that you can own horses. You don't have to win the lottery, which is what I thought. You just have to plan for it and set things up so that you can have the horses with you.
Yeah.
So we did. You know, I bought horse property in Oakland.
Okay.
And we lived there, and she brought her horse that she already had there. That was 2001. 2002, I bought a horse and I brought him there, and it went on from there. Little did she know how badly I had this disease. Even though she was a physician, she didn't know I was infected to the degree. So I kept buying horses, and she was getting more and more angry with me. So, long story short, I still got the horses, but we're divorced now.
Nice. You still have the horses.
Still have horses.
That's awesome. So, you coming to this event, Cowboy Poetry here in Elko 2020, you were able to be a part of it this whole entire week. Why do you think gatherings like this are so important?
Oh, I think they're vital.
Okay.
They're vital. They're vital because it's, for me personally, it's a renewal.
Okay.
It's a renewal of the spirit of the horse as it relates to agriculture. I think it's important that we remember that our meat isn't coming out of a warehouse from the grocery store.
Sure.
Somewhere along the line, some man or woman on a horse touch this cow that became our hamburger, that became our steak down the line. We need to remember that agriculture is the foundation of everything. We simply can't rely on foreign countries for our daily bread. We've got to keep agriculture in mind, and this, is the foundation of our country. This is how we got here.
Good. And you said Elko's been good to you this week? You had a good week here?
Elko has been fantastic. I can hardly get through a room. If I have to go someplace, I got to plan early because, trying to leave a room and I'm talking to people and getting their stories. It's just been a tremendous experience for me.
Fantastic. Well, we're thankful to you and everybody else who came out here this Cowboy Poetry year. And hopefully we'll see you again next year.
Absolutely. I'm planning to make this a yearly event.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that short little video. But you may have noticed I'm not by myself anymore.
Hey.
Joined now for the rest of this live stream by our good friend, Cameraman Mathew. Before we talk about the video we just saw, Cowboy Poetry and all that, how have you been, buddy? What's been going on?
I've been doing good, just hanging out. I was working on de-thawing, and so that might have been why I wasn't here for the first 20 minutes or so. It's super chilly. Not exactly excited for the weather out.
My gosh, yeah, it's a little frosty, it's a little cold, but so we just saw the video that myself and camerawoman Isabella did on Cowboy Poetry. Did you have a chance to get down there? If not, what were your thoughts after seeing that video and kind of what I talked about a few minutes ago?
I didn't make it down there. Honestly, though, I think it was a really cool video. Just kind of, as you were talking about, having people kind of funnel into Elko to gather and really just kind of share interests with one another and stuff like that. I mean, the guy said he was originally from Oakland, California,
yeah.
Somewhere, I forget what quite place was, but it sounded like it was near Lodi. Like people traveling from quite a ways, so it's awesome to see that people come through Elko.
Yeah, like I said, it was you saw at the end of the video the people who were taking pictures of like some of our murals, and that was one thing I was really revigorated about, because we just had that mural expo a few months ago back in the summer, and it's a big cool exciting thing. But again, it's just life, it's just humanity. You drive past stuff every day and you're like, okay, I saw it, it was cool, it's exciting, I still love it. But, you just kind of end up taking it for granted after a few months. Yeah. So to see a crowd of people from out of Elko walking around, getting a mural tour, taking pictures, posting it on Instagram, getting stoked about our town was just like, yeah, that's right. Elko is pretty cool. And so I just got to meet a lot of people from a lot of different places. It was just really great to see how positive they were about our community and how excited they were to come back last year. So I don't know if you guys had a chance to get out to Cowboy Poetry. I hope you did, at least for a little bit. But just want to say thank you to everybody from the Folk Life Center, the Convention Center, all the volunteers, all the people, the men and women who made that event possible. Just thank you so much, because it's really a good thing for our community like that to have. And obviously for a lot of practical reasons, but just even, again, spiritually, if you will, if you want to use that word, it's nice to have some excitement and to have a different, vibe go on here for a few days. So that's awesome. Elaine Castle says, loved the video. My time was all wrapped up with the evening jams and open mics. So yeah, so you were at some of the music stuff. I miss a lot of the music stuff, especially the late stuff. because I'm getting older. We just celebrated my birthday last week. I'm getting to be an old man, and I can't stay up that late. But Elaine, you like to party, so I'm glad you like to party, get out and enjoy the music and all that sort of good stuff. All right, we'll get back to Camera Mathew. And camera, you're not a camera, you're a human being. Cameraman, you got to throw that man in there. We'll get back to Cameraman Mathew in just a second, but just want to, again, before we continue on with the stream, thank our sponsors of this video one more time. Let me put up that spanky brand new logo up there. That's the logo for Hartwood Wellness Ayurvedic Counseling. So Elise over there just does a lot to, as we just played in that video at the beginning of the stream, help people feel their best and to understand what's going on within themselves. And what I love the most about Elise and what she does over at Heartwood is she just takes a real personal approach to your health. So she's just not going to just say, okay, well, here's the symptoms, just take this and, see me later type deal. She really does spend a lot of time walking the people who come see her through what they need to do to feel their best. So, like I said at the beginning, I've spent a few minutes ago, we're going to put the link to her Facebook page at the bottom of this video. So check it out, give it a like, and then let her know that Anthony around town sent you. All right, Elaine, what do you say now? She says, I love supporting our local musicians, and naps are a real thing when you stay up that late. See, I like naps. I'll switch back and get Matthew's thoughts on this, but I'm a big nap guy, Matthew. Maybe I just need to be taking more. If that's Elaine's secret to staying out so late and partying hard, maybe I just need to apply that to my life.
Naps are amazing, but hey, Anthony, you want to hear a joke?
Okay, let's segue into our... Okay, give me a joke.
If a child refuses a nap, does that mean they're resisting arrest?
Oh, is that the joke? Did you write that?
I did not write that one.
Did you just pull that out of your head?
I found that one. I would love to take credit for it, I'm not that
But was
witty.
that... Okay, so I'm asking because we're getting ready to talk about the 2 blogs that came out last week on our main site. One of them had to do with comedy, with our good buddy Albert. We sat down with him. He's kind of the guy spearheading the local comedy movement here and building up local talent and getting comedians from out of town and just really building up that whole scene. So when we put together the show notes for this show, I was like, Mathew, you need to be ready because I'm going to ask you to tell a joke. And so I'm just curious, was that the joke that I asked you to prepare for the show, or did you just came up with that?
I actually prepared 3 of them, and
oh my gosh,
was one of them.
Wow, what a coincidence.
So, yeah.
So did you have Elaine, did you work that out with her?
I did not.
You need to write in the live chat something about naps.
Way to go, Elaine. You totally set me up for that one. That was a good
segue. Nay, our editor of written content, writes in, and she's roasting you a little bit. She says, that was such a dad joke, and you're not even a dad. That's the joke I should be telling, not you.
I'm so hurt right
Okay,
now.
then let's, before we get into Albert's blog, what's the other two? Actually, tell us one now. We'll talk about the blog, and then we'll hear the one after we talk about the blog. So what's the joke number 2? Let's see if we get a better response from the viewers.
Probably not.
Okay, what is it?
Don't get too excited. Let's go with that one. So, Anthony, do you know what I used to do before I worked at T-Mobile?
Yes, I do. Are you asking me rhetorically, or do you want me to answer?
Rhetorically.
Okay, yes, I do.
So, for those of you that don't, I worked at a calendar shop. We made calendars and everything. It was unfortunate, though. I got fired because I ended up taking a few days off.
I get it. Okay. That could still be dad jokey, I guess, but I get it. It made me smile. It didn't make me laugh.
I gave you correct expectations.
You didn't hype it up too much. I guess that's fair. And Nay says that was a good joke though, so maybe she likes dad jokes. Some people are into edgy stuff. Some people are into redneck jokes. Some people are into dad jokes, apparently. But the reason why I talked about the jokes because last Wednesday we posted a blog on our main site again by our friend named Albert, and really, I just sat down and talked with him about the local comedy scene here in Elko because he just has a real heart for that space, for that medium, if you will. Big heart for laughter, big heart for seeing Elko really just be known for its comedy and not just have local talent hanging out, do stuff here, but maybe even develop people who get on stage and get in front of an audience and do the open mic thing. And heck, maybe they'll have a Netflix special one day. Maybe they'll be on Comedy Central one day. Having somebody here from Elko grow to do that. So our whole conversation was just about his approach to that and what that's been like for him doing that so far. Because, you know, as anybody would know, if you're the person pioneering something and kind of leading the charge on something, it means you got to figure it out with yourself. So all the logistics and explaining it to people and people asking you all the questions and dealing with all that. So we talked a little bit about that, but it was really an insightful conversation because, you know, I've obviously gotten in front of the camera, did stuff. I've acted a little bit here and there, gave speeches in front of people, but I've never done stand-up comedy before. And so the whole time I was talking to him, I was like, you know what? I could imagine that to be super hard because, as I wrote in the blog, laughter and comedy is probably the most subjective thing in the whole world. Yeah. I mean, just because one person finds something funny doesn't mean another person will, and vice versa. So to appeal to a big crowd and to get up in front of there and all eyes on you, and you're not just trying to talk to them. Like, I can get in front of people and talk and keep their interest for 10 minutes, but that's not your goal while you're on stage. Your goal is to get people to laugh. So that can get awkward. So I was just like, dang it, that would, I don't know. So what are your thoughts on Elko Comedy? Have you been and seen any of the local? Our friend Mo, he does some stand up. Have you seen him do it yet?
I haven't seen his actual thing yet. Okay, but I have seen that's something that he's started up. Honestly, I haven't. I don't go out too much, so I'll definitely have to put that on my bucket list. Go out to the I'm guessing it's the Stage Door.
The Stage Door, yeah. He works very closely with the Stage Door. If you haven't been there, it's the new like entertainment venue downtown, kind of by the post office. They do a lot of cool stuff. They bring in people from out of town who perform, but they also encourage locals to get up, including the very own Katie Wiebe, who was just on the last episode of our podcast. She does stand up. So it's just very interesting to me because I just keep thinking like, I just feel like that would be tough, but I applaud the men and women who get up there and do it because it'd be very interesting.
It's like I'm in the same boat. I can imagine how hard it is, especially because of those that know me and those that I do hang around with quite frequently. Know that I'm just not good at jokes. Well, that's why I had my own sense of humor. Usually tends to go towards like morbid jokes. But working with the youth was something that I got really big into and everything. You can't tell, morbed jokes.
Probably shouldn't do that. That's a good way to get
13 to 18-year-olds. And so I ended up developing just a sense of humor for just poor, some dad jokes.
Dad jokes are fine. Dad jokes are safe. I think that's what I'm into.
Yeah, that's why. The safest joke you have is the dad joke. Yeah. And, honestly, I find like if I get invested into it, I think other people can get invested into it, and I think that'll help other people laugh.
Okay.
But outside of that, I don't get many. I don't get many good zingers.
All right, then I want you to sell this last. You have one more joke, right? All right. Okay, I want you to sell it. So don't just tell us the joke, like you just said. Get us into it. Set the mood. Stand up if you have to. Take your mic out of the stand and hold it really. This is it. I want a real, legit laugh.
All right. I'll see how good I can do at the whole stand-up comedian.
Okay, let's see it.
So, and a little backstory. I didn't actually do any of this, but for the sake of the joke.
Okay.
So, guys, I was last weekend. I just got done going on a cruise. I was going around. It was awesome. I went to like the Bahamas and Jamaica and everything. It was super cool. Something I noticed while I was actually up there is that I got an apple pie. Right.
Sure.
I got an apple pie at Jamaica. It was only about $2.50. And then I just started thinking, okay, I wonder what it's going to be like in the Bahamas, how good those are going to be. So I got an apple pie in the Bahamas, and that was like $3, right? And so it was awesome. They both tasted amazing. If you guys are ever wondering, those are the Pirates of the Caribbean. Because of the Pirates of the Caribbean. The Pirates, That's how much they go for.
Pirate. Oh, rates.
Pirates.
Okay.
Of the Caribbean.
Okay.
All right, I think I got my first heckler, so I don't know, maybe.
Nah.
No.
Okay. Somebody else, you're gonna have to tell if you got that, because I guess that went over my head. I get it now.
I did. I zoomed by it a little bit too quickly, but
yeah. So
did
that make you laugh?
Joke.
Did
Probably
it?
Not.
Let us know in the comment section, and we'll see. Okay. So Nay says that was a good one. You made her laugh. So maybe it's just I have 2 little kids, so my sense of humor often comes from cartoon cats falling down repeatedly, because that's what they think is funny. So watching that 8 hours a day, maybe that just has nulled my sense of humor, and that's what I think is funny. So it might be me. It's not you. Good job, buddy. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, so our second blog that we put out was on Friday. That was our small business feature of the week, brought to you by our friends at B3 Glass. That's why we have this beautiful glass fixture right here. So we always remember to give our friends at B3 a shout out. They do amazing work. But they sponsor our Friday blogs, where I just pick a local business and sit down with the owner, the manager, whatever, and we just highlight who they are, what they do. So last week I was able to sit down with a lady named Amelia, and she has like a designer jewelry business that she can come set up her jewelry, sell it wherever type deal. And so that was really cool. It's nice to talk to her about jewelry and fashion and her ambitions and all that sort of good stuff. But with because this blog is really, really popular. It really performed, if you want to call it that, well. A lot of people were into this blog because I think her whole thing was, so you could go read it, but basically her story was since she's 15, she's been working, always has these different jobs and putting in the grind. And she was, worked as a teacher, worked at Subway, worked at tire shops, worked at auto parts shops, and has done all this stuff since she was 15. And then recently, only a couple years ago, she got married, and I guess just because of her husband's income and circumstances, they just decided that, hey, you don't have to go out and work out there anymore. You could stay home and do your jewelry and stay home, and they have a couple kids and all that sort of good stuff. So we really got into this whole dynamic of this mindset of being out there and working and that whole deal, versus you're doing that your whole life and then coming and working from home and staying home all day and all that. And so it was really good, and I'm glad I chatted with her, because a little bit about background of Anthony Around Town. When we pick people to go talk to and interview and hang out with, it's really important to me that who they are and what they do and where they do it, it really doesn't matter. I'm not just going to go talk to you just because you're this big shot business owner. If you're a stay-at-home mom or a guy doing painting out of his garage or, stuff like that, I don't care, as long as you're, a cool person who's doing cool things in our community, I'll talk to you. And so, but I know there's this temptation, and I'm assuming, because we're both dudes, so we have to assume this part, but especially for women who are stay-at-home moms in particular, that there's this social pressure on you that makes you feel like unless you're out of the house working, doing something, working in an office, doing a traditional 9 to 5, then that's when you're really doing something worthwhile. That's when you're really contributing to the family. That's when you're really doing something that matters. And when you're staying home all day and you're helping the kids and you're doing the laundry and you're cooking and maybe you're doing a business at home, that can just make you feel like, oh, well, I'm not really doing, what am I doing? Say you're married, my husband's out working at the mines and working overnights, and he's out doing the real thing, and I'm at home, and you just feel this identity crisis and this self-worth crisis and all that. But it was really good to talk to Amelia, and her encouragement in that was just look, I've been through that, I've battled through that, I've had those feelings, those doubts, that those insecurities, that lack of self-worth because of what I do and staying home versus being out and doing stuff traditionally. But you just have to know that what you do matters no matter where you do it. So if the way that you're contributing to your community and your family is by staying home and running a business out of your house, then that's awesome. You're just as important and valuable as the big business owner working 80 hours a week. Even if you don't have a business and your big task for the day is painting your child's bedroom or putting away laundry, and that's your main goal for the day, and you get that done, again, you're awesome. You're just as valuable to your family and your community as the people who built a new building downtown or what have you. And I'm glad Amelia talked about that, because that's just something that's really important to me and important for us to continue to highlight here at Anthony Around Town, that it doesn't matter what you do matters. As long as you're showing up saying, this is what I need to be doing today, and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. And that's what it's all about. So we talk a lot about that whole concept here at AAT a lot, but just for maybe people who are new or haven't heard us talk about it for a while, why don't you share your 2 cents on that whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, like, kind of what I get out of, like, I guess that scenario, it is a little bit hard for me to see where that pressure is for specifically females, whether they do stay at home or at jobs, because I grew up with a single mom, right? And, you know, obviously my mom, you know, in my eyes, like, superwoman kind of thing, like, whether she was out working, you know, she was just like my safe place. My mom, like, this is who I can go to when I have issues and problems. Like, she's superwoman, right? Or if it's, you know, staying at home helping me with something, whether it's like homework or, you know, if I wanted to play a game with her and we'd sit down and play, you know, like Mario or something like that. You know, and there was that more of that aspect of like what I guess what you'd be is a stay-at-home mom. Then, you know, once again, in my eyes, this is superwoman. This is my mom. This is somebody who is meant to be close and like I am close with, and I love, and I can find my safe place in. And so growing up just with a single mom, that's naturally how I see a lot of, you know, women, a lot of mothers specifically, is that whether they do choose to go the route of finding somewhere to work outside of the home and spend the day, you know, going to the office or going to, you know, the mechanic shop or, you know, whatever her job does, you know, whether she's doing that or whether she's at home running a business, you know, handling finances, handling, you know, anything that pertains to the household, or if she's just kind of chilling out, watching the kids and, you know, making sure everybody has good food to eat, you know, doing the grocery shopping, doing the cleaning, stuff like that. I've always just kind of seen those as, you know, that's the superwoman, you know, the mom, you know, and so I've always personally seen like a very big value in that role specifically. But yeah, definitely. I mean, here at Anthony Around Town, you know, we see, you know, we definitely believe everybody's story matters, whether, you know, it is one of those 3 categories, whether it's, you know, whether it's somebody just going down the street to work or, you know, just anything really, you know, that people have stories. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if, you know, your story has $1 billion income or if, you know, your story is full of hectic, crazy things going on. You know, everybody's story matters. And so that's, you know, that's what we do here at Anthony Around Town, is that we bring light to those because they're good. They're awesome. They're amazing to hear about. So.
Yep, that's right. So if you hadn't had a chance to go read that blog, I just go recommend it. Again, it's just from last Friday. But if not, I just want you to hear from us to you that what you do matters. So I don't care what you do, where you do it. Again, as long as you're showing up, giving it your best, then there's value in that. So whether you are building a new building downtown or running a multi-million-dollar business or driving a garbage truck or dropping kids off at school every day, or maybe you're sick and you're just your job every day is just to recover and feel better. Whatever it is, thank you for doing what you do, for showing up, because that's what makes a community is when all of these different puzzle pieces comes together and unites as one. And so we need you as our puzzle piece, no matter what you do. Nay says, well put, Matthew. I agree. Well put. So that was our content from last week. We had our blog with Albert. We had our blog with Amelia. We had a podcast come out. We'll talk more about that towards the end of this video. So what's coming up this week, Anthony Around Town, content-wise? As usual, we have blogs coming out Wednesday and Friday. Our normal blogs coming out this Wednesday, and then Small Business Friday happens, obviously, on Friday. And then Thursday, we haven't had one of these in a couple weeks, but we have a brand new video that's going to go up on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. So this video is a vlog. I haven't done a vlog in a while. If you don't know what a vlog is, it's basically when I just walk around with a camera in my face. Matthew is not necessarily there. I did have help for this video towards the end of it, but usually it's just me talking to a camera. And I was able to just take my camera and hang out with the Boy Scouts of America. They had a pretty sweet event all day Saturday, so got up bright and early Saturday and spent basically my whole entire day with these awesome people. So I'm just going to give you a teaser of that video now. The real full-length video doesn't come out till Thursday, probably at 8 p.m. But for now, let me give you the first scene of that video. So hopefully you'll just want to go back later and check it out. All right, greetings, salutations, everybody. Anthony here from Anthony Around Town, bringing you a brand new Anthony Around Town vlog. Currently here at the Elko Fairgrounds, bright and early on this beautiful Saturday morning. I'm actually going to be hanging out this entire day with my new friends at the Boy Scouts of America. They have a pretty sweet event going on throughout the entire Saturday called Klondike, and I'm here with Kathy. There she is. And yeah, Kathy, could you just explain a little bit about what you guys are doing and what this day will look like?
Well, Klondike Derby is a great time for all of the area scouts to get together and work on some competitions, but then also have a lot of fun together. We've got a lot of cooperative things. We are a new district at this point. We are just brand new, the Great Basin District, and we've expanded to not only include the Elko area, but we go the whole way down to Ely and over to Winnemucca. That's a brand new thing with alignment in Nevada Area Council. And so the idea is to bring those scouts together, kind of a rendezvous theme. Here we are in the West, and so a rendezvous theme, how they would get together, and the fur trappers would have lots of fellowship and games and friendly competitions along the way.
Very awesome. I'm excited to hang out because I actually missed out on my Boy Scout opportunities as a child. I really didn't get super involved with it, so I'm excited to jump in with you guys and kind of live through my childhood by just kind of shadowing you all today. So what are some things that I and our viewers can expect to see this afternoon?
We will have sled races to start with. So the sleds are creations of the Scouts, and they will be racing those on the track here at the fairgrounds.
Very cool.
The idea is that one Scout has to be on, and then they work together as patrols in their small teams to transport that Scout from one area to the next the fastest way possible. They'll also be practicing fire starting, some primitive fire starting with flint and steel. They'll have fun doing a frying pan toss, which is it's an early settler thing. It fits right in with the fact that cowboy poetry is going on right now. Some Scout trivia, of course, that they'll be working on, and they have some knot tying. We're going to be having fun with some giant slingshots along the way.
So yeah, we're just going to hang out. I'm just going to follow along, and let's go have some fun. Matthew, you were a Boy Scout growing up?
I was never a Boy Scout.
Never a Boy Scout. Dang, you should have came with me to do this video. You would have gotten some of that Scout cred that I received after the day was done. But no, it's a super fun day. Again, just tune back into the Facebook page here or the YouTube channel Thursday night, and you can check out that full video. All right, just want to give one more shout out to our brand new sponsors, Elise over at Hartwood Wellness Ayurvedic Counseling. Thank you again, Hartwood, for making this live stream and all of our content possible. But also, just wanted to let you guys know that if you are interested in following in Elise's smart footsteps and partnering with Anthony around town so we can promote your business and get your business out there in this fun and unique way, then we still have room. This logo right here could be filled with yours. We still are taking on sponsors and partners. So all you have to do is just email me, anthonyaroundtown@gmail.com, and we'll get you all of the details. So just keep that in mind. All right. Well, Matthew, I think that's going to get ready to draw us to the end of this live stream. Thank you. Your jokes were funny. I feel bad now. They were funny. I think it was just me.
That's how I get my laughs.
It was just me. You're a funny guy. Round of applause.
I get pity laughs.
Pity applause. Here's your pity applause.
hey, it works.
Hey, at least you got one. If you guys are just interested in keeping up with all the crazy stuff we do here at AAT, then obviously you can just keep checking back at this Facebook page. If you're watching this outside of our Facebook page, maybe a group out in Facebook land, then head over to our Facebook page, give it a like. That would be super sweet.
Yes.
We're all over social media, Instagram as well. Just search Anthony Around Town. YouTube, as I mentioned, obviously we're having a new video come out there, so we're on YouTube. Just search Anthony Around Town. Our podcasts are out. And finally, we got approved by iTunes. So the Anthony Around Town podcast is officially on iTunes and the Apple Play Store. So head over to wherever you listen to your podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, or you can head over to our main podcast hosting site, anchor.fm/Anthony Around Town, and you can check out our first 3 episodes of that brand new podcast over there. Or, the easiest thing to do is just head over to our main site, anthonyaroundtown.com. That's where all of our content has a nice, comfy home, is just right over there. If that still sounds too crazy, and you're like, dude, you got to make it a little easier for me to stay up to date on all the stuff that you guys are doing, then I would just recommend that you join our email newsletter team. Basically, what this means is that every single Monday, I put together links to all the new stuff that we made the week prior. So the blogs, maybe a podcast. This week will be a link to the new video. And I put that into one email and send it to everybody who signed up to be a part of our e-blast. And so you just get it. The links are there. Don't even have to worry about it. And all you need to do to sign up to be a part of that email newsletter is just give me your email and your name. So you could do that by hitting the Stay Connected tab on our main site, or head over to the main site and just chill for like 2 seconds. A pop-up's going to pop up. You can just fill that out and you will be good to go. Email. Last thing, Matthew. Matthew, what's our email address?
AnthonyAroundtown@gmail.com.
Ooh, why did you sound like you didn't know? I did kind of put you on the spot, but he's right.
Yeah.
AnthonyAroundtown@gmail.com. So if you need to get a hold of me, Matthew, anybody else, Nay for her editing skills, whatever, just shoot us an email over there. If you need to just say, dude, you guys are just too weird. I can't handle it anymore. I need to start a movement to get you guys banned from the internet. Just please email us and let us know. That would be kind of nice. Or if you seriously have somebody you want to recommend for a blog, you want to do a video with us, you have a question, you want to, again, become a sponsor, whatever it is, just anthonyaroundtown@gmail.com. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this live stream. Thanks for hanging out, and thank you again to Env Offroad for hosting this stream at your beautiful location. Matthew, anything that... oh, shoot, I forgot. I have a correction, and not really a retraction, maybe a retraction, but I have something I need to correct. So last week, I played a video from the late, great Kobe Bryant, and I said before... I played the video, I was setting it up, and I said, blah, blah, blah. I guess, I don't remember saying this, but I got told to me that I did. But I said, blah, blah, blah. Somebody sent me this video, and I want to share it with you. That somebody was actually my mother. and I didn't give her props in that video. She called me out on it. So just got to make the world know that the video I shared last week on the last week's live stream was from my mom. So there you go.
They're superwomen, you know?
There you go. Moms are awesome.
Give them the recognition.
There you go. I have to. That was my fault. And Matthew, anything that you need to throw out there before we get out of here?
I guess I should thank my mom too, right?
Okay, thank her. Let's just thank all the moms.
Yeah,
it's not Mother's Day, but we can do it in February.
It's gonna be Anthony Around Town's Mother's Day. So, no, honestly, I think outside of that is I've just noticed that I've given a lot of finger guns today.
Have you?
I think that's probably like my 10th time doing that.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with
So I might chill out on that. You might get like 2 times more, but I don't know.
See. You just got to come back next week to see how many finger guns you get from Matthew. Thanks for another good show, buddy. Appreciate you hanging out with us. And thank you all for joining in. We really appreciate it, whether you're watching this live or watching this just in the future. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day.
Yeah.
That's going to do it. This has been the Anthony Around Town Show. Naya says moms are wonderful. I agree. So we'll end on that last piece of wisdom. But until next time.
Catch you later.
Where's the end button? There we go. See you around, Elko. Sorry. I guess I don't really want this to end. Now it's going to because I just hit the button. Bye.